Welcome, Yankees Nation. This is Ken with the Ugly Truth. Uh, Today, I'm going to go over a bit of the Yankees Detroit series. Uh, I don't have a lot of voice because of allergies, and Jonathan is going to be here to give me a hand starting out before he has to hop off for work. So I appreciate his help. And anyone else who wants to come up, I appreciate you helping too.
Let's talk about what we saw yesterday. I think Fried pitched a great game. It was let me just recap because I missed half of the game while at work. But Max Fried went 7 shutout innings with 11 strikeouts, no walks, 5 hits. So if this is a sign of Max Fried, we've seen a good start to his Yankee career. I mean, Max Fried is making us not think about Garrett Cole and Lewis Hill so much, but we could get Lewis Hill back within the next month or so.
Max Fried put on the performance that we needed to have out of a starting pitcher. He got us our first quality start of the season. So now we're not there. We were the only team who didn't have a quality start as of game time yesterday. Max has 2 wins for us. His ERA has dropped down to a 1.56, and he has a team leading 21 strikeouts. So I think that he is actually the ace that we need in Garrett Cole's absence. He did a fantastic job yesterday handling the Tigers and that potent lineup they have. I want to give a shout out to a couple folks that are in the room, FJ and Dev Finch, and I'm going to bring up a comment from FJ. Fried became a stopper. Well, he most certainly did. And we have a tough series coming up with the Giants back in the Bronx. Unfortunately, he won't be one of our starters in that round, so we need someone to step up.
Well, hopefully we can get. Hopefully he can keep it at bay until Hill gets back. I mean, I heard in the recent days, I've heard good news about. I think Hamilton came back. Loizaga is coming back. Hill is maybe less than a month away. So we have a few enforcements coming.
According to the Aaron Boone conference, Luis Hill is going to start his throwing program here in the next couple of days. And Clark Schmidt is going to throw another rehab start and should join the team sometime next week. It's unclear where he's going to be throwing at, either at Somerset or at Scranton, depending on which place isn't raining, because they're supposed to have bad weather this week.
The one thing that concerned me about yesterday's game is still Devin Williams. He needs a little bit more time to maybe adjust to it, being a Yankee, or I don't know. Devin Williams is throwing too many pitches per outing, and that could be a problem later in the season. Are you frozen? Well, it looks like Ken may have froze. So let me get the questions. Yes, we do need Loizaga back. I think that would be a very big benefit. Losing Loizaga last year hurt the team. I think it hurt the team a lot. let me see if I.
All right,
Are
had a
you
little bit of technical difficulty there.
Yeah, I was trying to see if you're back. I don't know if your internet is soggy or not, but yeah, I think Loizaga is supposed to be back in sometime in June, if I remember correctly. Maybe July, depending on his how his his rehab goes. Yeah, yeah, your internet is a little bit shaky, Ken. So well, it looks like I got the stage to myself today. Anything in the chat? What can we say? Wow, that kid is good. Badly, Mario, FJ, Dev.
All right, I'm back. Son of a gun.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the conversation going.
I appreciate it.
Hitters are not being fooled by Williams' changeup. No, they are not. The changeup that Williams is famous for, that everybody was hyped up, is not fooling anybody. He
Yeah, he's not got a lot of movement on it, and because he
no.
can't put it in the strike zone, hitters are waiting to tee off on his fastball.
Yeah. Yeah, well, until Williams figured out that changeup that he's been famous for, he's not going to be much good. And it's possible that if it was me, if I was making the choices, I would put Luke Weaver as the closer until Williams figures out his pitches.
Give a shout out to Mario and Stephen B. Appreciate y'all jumping in on the live stream. Internet is a little bit spotty for me today for some unapparent reason.
If someone wants to join the stream, they can help Ken a little bit because I won't be here for. I'll only be here for another 3 minutes.
Okay. Asking for a little bit of help. Allergies have taken my voice. As you can tell, I'm real hoarse today and
Yeah.
don't have a lot of voice left.
Well, as I said, unfortunately, I don't have a unlimited amount of time, but I can spare 10 minutes.
Yep.
So let's continue with this.
Every minute that you can provide is most appreciated.
Thank you.
Overall, the series with the Tigers was a complete disaster for us.
Yeah.
Our once potent offense was limited to 6 runs this series, and we were shut out. Granted, it was against a very very good pitcher in Tariq Skubal, but our offensive numbers, we had scored or had hits with runners in scoring position. We went 2 for 19. The team's K rate is right around ballpark 30%.
Yeah. The Yankees need to work the pitcher more and strike out less, and try to hit with runners in scoring position. That has been a big problem early on that I've seen.
Yeah, the situational hitting is just not there like it was in the spring.
Yeah.
Also, in the spring, you notice we didn't strike out as much, but we are well above the norm.
Yeah, I have no idea why we struck out so much more right now compared to spring training. I mean, it's completely. I have no words. I have no words. I just I find it very hard to think how can this team go from having a good spring, maybe very optimistic feeling to start the season, to playing like you strike out 20%, 25% of the time, and don't hit with runners in scoring position. The only thing I can see
Well,
better than last year is the infield defense.
right now, Jazz Chisholm leads the team in strikeouts. He's got 21, and he is the major league leader at 42% strikeout rate. Jazz has been hitting in the four hole, and there is no protection for anyone hitting in front of him because he strikes out so much.
Yeah, Carrasco and Stroman are top two as well.
Judge has 14 strikeouts.
Yeah. Judge also seems like he's taking.
Judge has struck.
Yeah, since Judge's
Go ahead.
hot couple games, he had a hot 2 or 3 games to start the year. He's been very lackluster. He might be putting too much pressure on himself to start the season. And remember, it's only what are we, 6 games into the season? I think Judge needs to clear his head, be a little bit more calm, try to make the pitcher work and control the strike zone better. Because you cannot always swing.
See that Ray Klickner has joined us. Welcome, Ray. Judge did have 2 RBIs in yesterday's game.
Yeah.
Bringing his total for the season up to 20, and he's our team leader with regard to RBIs. So, I mean, hitting definitely wasn't a strong suit in this Tigers series. Like I said, we only scored 6 total runs.
But the other problem the Yankees had was it was very, very cold in Detroit. So, it's possible that when the weather gets nicer and it gets back into the 50s and above, this team might be able to improve. Because in one of those games they were playing like they were in, you remember the '96 opener?
Yeah, we did see snow.
Yeah, for those that are old enough to remember the '96 opener.
Yeah, that's
Guilty.
definitely me.
All right. Anyway, thank you for having me on. I have to get going now, or I'm going to be late.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here, Jonathan.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
your input.
Bye.
All right. Comment from Mario. Sound like a record, but don't you think we need a motivator coach? Something that, or someone who knows how to ignite the flame. Just saying. That being said, Mario, who would you think that would be that type of a motivator that's out there? Are you saying that we need to replace Aaron Boone, or is it internal coaching itself? Sorry that I sound so hoarse, but allergies are killing me. Bring Mr. Joe back. Is that Joe Torre you're talking about, Mario? Or Joe Girardi? Okay, Girardi. All right. Let's see. Back to batting stats with us. Uh, Judge strikeout rate 29%, Volpe 27%, Dominguez 30%, Rice 30%. So strikeout rates for our regular players is high. Interesting note though, as far as hitting, there was a lot of concern early in the season about Paul Goldschmidt, and yep, my dog is outside chasing helicopters and everything that moves. She's a little bit crazy. Maybe she's pollen drunk too. Uh, Paul Goldschmidt is hitting 383. Has done a freaking fantastic job. Uh, the league average strikeout rate for MLB as of today is 22%. That was done off of MLB references. I was curious what our strikeout rate was comparable to the league. And the league strikeout rate is 22%, and we're at 30, 33, I think. That's a good one. Mario's dog's name is Bronx. Yankees fans, go Yankees, go. Well, my dog's name is Pebbles. Uh, my son moved into an apartment, and he had two dogs, and they wouldn't allow him to take both dogs when he came back from Hawaii when he get separated from the Navy. So I ended up with a dog that was pre-named, untrained, and a little bit psycho, Australian Shepherd. Uh, there are some good things happening with regard to the offense. Uh, Judge Still is a beast with the home runs and the RBIs. His numbers have slowed down a bit, possibly because of cold weather, maybe pressing. Uh, One of my personal thoughts, and it's always been this way, me being a former pitcher, is that good pitching will shut down good hitting. Thank you, Mario. Uh, the top flight pitchers that we've faced have done a number on us. Zach Gallen, Corbin Burns, uh, and Derek Skubal all handled the Yankees very, very well. Hey, Dave, how's it going? The Yankees have teed off on mediocre hitting, but when it comes to top flight pitchers, we have just not been there. Fortunately, when we faced off against Pittsburgh, we didn't face Jones or their other monster pitcher. But when we faced off, I mean, the only good pitcher we really hit against was Freddie Peralta. Excuse me for a sec. The wife is calling. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Uh, the team's starting pitching is killing our bullpen. Uh, Rodon in game one, he gave us 6 innings, gave up 6 runs total, 5 of them earned. He did have 8 strikeouts with 3 base on balls. Uh, I don't think that the umpiring helped Rodon out. In the third inning of game one, when he should have recorded a strikeout for the third out, he got pissed. Wells went out to try to calm him down. Didn't help the situation out, and he gave up a 3-run bomb. Next batter. That being said, Rodon has always had a problem with his temper and his emotions getting the better of him. How he calms himself down, I have uh, no idea. But when it gets into his head, it always heads south. Bringing up a Stephen B. comment. Dumps were bad in 2 out of the 3 games at the plate. Uh, yeah, there was bad umpiring. I think that the umpires with the way they're calling are just incentivizing baseball to bring in the ABS system during spring training. The batters calling challenges were right ballpark about 52% of the time. Pitchers calling or catchers calling strikes from the pitchers were right closer to 56% of the time. So, you're talking over half their calls are wrong. And that affects the way a hitter approaches a plate appearance. Bad thing about the bad thing about the ABS system is one of the traits that measures catchers or their ability to frame. With regard to ABS, that pretty much takes that skill set out of the hopper. This week we saw some movement in our bullpen. We brought in Adam Ottavino, DFA'd him, and re-signed him, then DFA'd him again. We sent young Mr. Hedrick down, so he's not eligible to come back up for 10 days. And we saw the return of Ian Hamilton. Ian Hamilton pitched 1 inning, did a good job. Had 2 strikeouts, didn't give up a run. So that was a good return. Hopefully things to shine and see in the future. Largely, the bullpen over this series ended up pitching 7 innings, a lot of innings. Good chunk of them were eaten because Carlos Carrasco, our 5 starter, only mustered 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 runs, all of them earned. He only struck out 3 batters and walked 1. For a 5 starter, you're tending to think that you're going to get at least 5 innings out of him, between 5 and 6, and Carrasco hasn't been that guy. If you're only giving up 4 runs or so, I think Carrasco's ERA is close to 7.71. So it's not like he's really making holes with the offense of the other team, and he's pitching short. So anytime he's on the bump, anytime he's been on the bump, the team is playing from a deficit. Not a good look for an offense that is struggling at this point. Uh, our bullpen for the series, like I said, had 7 innings pitched. Bullpen gave up 4 earned runs. One of the upticks is that the bullpen had 11 strikeouts, 4 walks. So something that the fans were begging for. A lot of ball players were begging for. Was increasing the strikeout rate, bringing in strikeout caliber pitchers. Fernando Cruz, Mark Leiter Jr. Have helped bump that up, and when we had Hedrick was a good strikeout pitcher also. Bullpen ERA for this series was a 4, which stinks, and most of that was no worries, John. Thanks for joining the stream. Most of the bullpen runs were given up by our newly acquired closer Devin Williams. He has had 4 outings and hasn't really looked impressive in any of the outings that we have seen him in this season. He has given up a buttload of runs. Let me see. Williams' ERA is sitting right at a 12 now after yesterday's performance. So not too freaking good. I want to go over some of the stats that we have. Even though the Yankees have been struggling over the last 4 or so games, last game of the Pirates series and the 3 games in Detroit, the team batting average is still a 265, which is 3rd in Major League Baseball. We scored 62 runs, which is the 2nd in baseball. 26 team home runs, 2nd in baseball. On base percentage is a 346, which is 6th in baseball. And our slug is a 509, which is 1st in baseball. So, with that being said, hopefully we can bounce back and continue to hit the ball like we did earlier in the season. Granted, we're 12 games in. The Yankees are 7-5 with a standing of 2nd in the AL East, a half game behind the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 8-5. Team pitching, that is a different story. Our team ERA is a 4.44, 22nd in the league. We've allowed 14 home runs, 17th in the league. The whip is a 1.23, and that's 13th in the league. And the batting average against has risen from 202 to 212, and that's 9th in the league. So numbers are increasing on the arm side. Hopefully, with the return of Clark Schmidt and Luis Heel, that will give our starter some length. It will enable us to rest some of those bullpen arms and wait for the reinforcements to show up. Johnny Loizaga, Kirk Cousins, are a couple of names that could definitely help lengthen the bullpen. Yoendris Gomez has continued to be a bright light. After Yarborough's initial horrible appearance with us, he has settled down and has actually been a high strikeout rate guy. Trent Grisham has been a shining light for his defense and actual offense that he has shown. Today is an off day for us. We're traveling back to the Bronx. We'll be facing a hot San Francisco Giants team. So hopefully we get internet is pissing me off again. Sorry about that. Hopefully we will get some length out of our starters. Get some rest for the bullpen because they've been heavily used this season. Like I said earlier in the show, Max Fried's performance was spectacular. Our first quality start, and initially it was supposed to be Fried pitch 7. Weaver was supposed to come in for the 8th, and then shoot it over to Devin Williams to close out the game. But Williams didn't do a great job. Gave up 3 earned runs, and we had to pull in Leiter to finish the game up, which he did. Faced one batter and preserve the win for us. I am going to shut this stream down very early. I'm losing my voice and my internet is spotty. So I want to thank everybody that showed up for this stream, and I will hopefully feel better tomorrow. I'm going to look at about 1 o'clock or so for doing a preview of the Giants versus the Yankees. Should be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So appreciate anybody who can show up. If you haven't, please hit the like, subscribe, share the channel out with anybody that you think will get value out of the show. I appreciate all y'all showing up, and I'll end it with "Let's go Yankees." Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.